Racing on Sunday takes place out at Hollywoodbets Greyville, where we are racing on the turf, and we have got the first race, which is set to get underway at 12:45. It is an 8-race program, so race number 1 will be the start of the bipod. Joining me is Dee's Dynant, and we'll get Dee's thoughts on race number 1 in a moment. Favourite here, Eastern Highlands. He is trading at 22-10. You can get 7-2 on offer about number 8, Captain Ventura. Number 4, Blazing Fury at 9-2. Sun My Pocket at 9-2 at 6-1. And better about the balance. Scratches number 6, Amber Alert. And it is a field of 8 runners that remain for the first race. Deez, when you have a look at race number 1, and when it comes to the form, this Son of Denon Platine is a clear standout on his last start, went second behind Johnny Boy. The marquee Touched by Angels coming through to win from that piece of form. And he's a horse that he does drop in trip, but given the speed in the race, I think he could well be suited by that, and conditions on the day could come up a bit soft, so that will play into his hands as well, I think. And for me, he's a horse that they all have to beat.
I must agree, Rael. Number 9, Eastern Highlands. I trust that all the valued racing fans are well, and looking forward to this meeting on the Sunday, and hopefully the weather plays ball, because this race meeting is recorded a day earlier, so keep an eye on scratchings, declarations, etc. Yeah, as Rael mentioned, does set the standard here. Number 9, Eastern Highlands. A slight concern for me is that at his penultimate start, Rael, he was playing up badly, and it was reported that he was short, etc. And he ran accordingly that day, just on his behavior. But he put that all behind him last time out with a superb run behind Johnny Boy. But as you can see again, he wasn't the easiest of rides for Rachel Vinegar, but he still managed to run a decent second behind Johnny Boy. Touched by Angels, the marquee coming out to Frank the Form. He does have the widest of the draws, but at the time of recording, there is a scratching of number 6. So no doubt he's the horse to beat in leg 1 of the bipod. I got a lot of respect for one horse here, and it's a small stable, stable of Darryl Moore, but the stable's in cracking good form. And Captain Ventura, what I liked about his last start is that he confirmed the support that they found for him on debut. He was backed into 7-2. He didn't run any type of race, but next time out when he drifted out in the betting, he ran a good race behind the tried and tested Austrian Beauty. So in leg 1 of the bipod, my suggestion, right, will be 9 and 8, and I think we'll have every chance of doubling up here. If I had to pick the improver in the race, it'll no doubt be Garrett Van Zale's runner, number 3, Place of Practice. But between 8 and 9, I think you should get the winner.
Yep, that is race number 1 start of the bipod. 8 and 9, 2 horses to play around.
Just before we go, what did you make of Sun in My Pocket's last start?
Deez, when I had a word with Wendy, she did mention that she probably ran the filly a bit too close from her previous run. She's freshened up, she's given her a nice break, and she expects her to run very well.
Yeah, because she's quick, and we know that she's gotten over a temperamental in shoes.
And
but
she just seems better on the turf as well.
Yeah, it looks that way, but because she's very speedy, number 5, Sun in My Pocket. So, you're not going to discount her for triumph. She wouldn't be a surprise winner.
No, I don't think she'd be a surprise winner, especially at the odds that she went off last time out. And Queen Braganza, of course, Frank in that form as well.
Exactly.
So, yeah, she'd probably want to keep an eye on.
Are we going to go 9 all in? I'm going to go 8 and 9.
Yeah, 8 and 9. I like the 9 a lot here. I think the 9, the race will be around to suit number 9, Eastern Highlands. So, yep, that is race number 1. Keep a close eye on horse number 5, Sun in My Pocket, currently at around 9-2 in the market. Could be one to give the chief contenders here a bit of a run for their money.
Well, start of the place, Accumulator at 13:20, race number 2, maiden plate, fillies and mares. Distance, 1,400 meters. We bring up the field, have a look at some betting, horses that matter. Number 1, Blue Poppy, opened up at 18-10. That's been backed into 14-10. Another horse finding betting support is number 4, Sovereign Gem. Went 12-1 from 10-1. That's been snapped up into 8-1. Then we got number 7, which is Kali Buana, Louis Courson's runner, with the apprentice claiming 4, horse number 7. That's trading at 8-1. Well, Sean Terry's brought some very interesting runners to the racetrack on Sunday. Very seldom do you see him raid off-season, but he's found spots for his horses, and this could be the right race for number 8, Trail Runner. But with the support coming for Blue Poppy and Sovereign Gem, the 15-10, you can now get 18-10. So that is number 8, Trail Runner. The balance all in double figures here, Rael. I'm just going to look at number 3, Blue Poppy, and the way she's raced. When a horse goes off at 125-1 first up, it shows that the horse has definitely slipped under the radar on what they've been showing back home. But it was really nice to see this filly confirm that that first start was no fluke, running a good second, finding one better, and again running on at the death in a quick time, 400 to finish. So number 3, Blue Poppy, from a good draw, obvious each way claims. But I think this horse demands the utmost respect. Number 8, Trail Runner, has travelled before, so I don't think travelling is an issue when she came down to Hollywoodbets Scottsville. But on the manner in which she's raced now of late over shorter, I think this Hollywoodbets Greyville, shorter running, 1400 will suit her nicely. So I'm just going to play the 2 horses, numbers 3 and 8. If you had to push me for a top choice, I'm going to go with the local horse here, with the experience, home track, against a horse that's doing the travelling.
These are, I just want to mention one horse, the 4 horse. I think that she's overpriced at 8 to 1 in the market, Sovereign Gem. She's had 2 nice...
Money for her, 12 to 1 into 8 to 1.
And I think rightly so, because I still believe 8 to 1 is a big price for this filly. I mean, when you have a look at her debut run, that filly Showgirl is very good. And
Peter
she
Muscat's horse.
Peter Muscat, and she won last week straight out the maidens at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth. So I don't think she was disgraced on debut. And then last time out, we know that Fricky thinks quite a bit of Amelia's Legacy. She was beaten 5 lengths that day. There was just one horse in front of her, and then Amelia's Legacy. So I think she's a horse that I expect big improvement from at the 3rd time of asking. Neatly drawn in gate number 4, and I think that she's going to run a huge race. When it comes to the bar pot, she's a horse that I will include with numbers 3 and 8. Wendy Whitehead, fairly upbeat about the chances with number 3, Blue Poppy. And this filly can certainly go one better. And then I must agree with you with the 8 horse Trail Runner. I think she's going to absolutely relish going over 1400 meters at this point in her career, now that she's had time to grow and mature. And I think that she will certainly be in the mix as well. So 3, 4, 8. Those are 3 horses that I'm going to be playing around. Second leg of the park, or first leg PA.
Okay, you heard it from Rail. That's race 2.
Race number 3, this will be the start of the pick 6. 13:55 is the off time. It is a maiden plate over 1900 meters, and the contest does get underway at 13:55. Favorite number 2, Counselor. This is for Mike and Matthew de Kock, and Muzieni set to take the ride. This filly is trading at 6 to 10. Open up at 7 to 10, now 6 to 10. T-Dog 7 to 1 shot. Irish Anthem an 8 to 1 shot. Window to My Soul at 8 to 1. It's in 10 to 1 and better about the balance. These, I think this race is straightforward. It's either number 2 Counselor or you've got to go wide. And the improvement that there is still to come from this filly, as opposed to a horse that's had 12 starts in the maidens and a horse that has had 11 starts, that are the nearest challengers to her in the market. I just think that she's going to be too good for them. She's a filly that steps up in trip as well, which will suit her down to the ground, neatly drawn, nice galloping weight. It's very hard to see her getting beat here.
Yeah, I've had this conversation with you in the past where, I mentioned when you have a 3-year-old filly going ground in open company against older, hard-knocking males, there is a slight concern on whether she can, compete over a mile, say 1600 meters plus, and be competitive. But in this case, it being a maiden, her getting a weight for age allowance, her getting a sex allowance, and just carrying 53.5 kgs on her back, and when you try to assess the opposition and what she takes on, I think they've found the plum race, Matthew and Mike de Kock, for this filly to get out the maidens. On what she's shown to date, 14.50, never easy, Turfantine inside track. She ran a good race, stretched her up in distance to 1800 last time out. She just found one better on the day. 1900 at a tight track would not bother at all. She's got the weight, she's got the draw, she's got one of the best lightweight jockeys in the country on her. Everything points to her. I think whatever beats her will win. For me, she's rightfully priced up at the top of the board. 6 to 10, you're going to have to be the judge. I think come race time, when I have a look at this field, I can't see anything attracting huge betting support, so I'm going to say she's going to start much shorter than 6 to 10.
Yeah, I agree with you. I can just see this filly shortening all the while. 6 to 10 at current price, and fair to say bank in all bets.
Yeah, we're going to go all in here. I think the stable have found the right race for her, and she looks the part in this field.
Yep, that is race number 3, all in with the horse number 2, Counselor, at 6 to 10.
Well, race number 4 will be Jackpot 1. It's a D stakes over 1900 meters. And if you want to play Jackpot 1, you need to get on by 14:30. Let's bring up the field and have a look at some betting as a guide. Number 2, Mohandas at 3-1. 3, Global Movement at 28-10. Then we got number 4, Magic Maverick at 4-1. 8-1 shot is number 5, Sweeter Than Honey. And number 6, Galaxy Explorer at 8-1. King Bavarian, who is the rightful horse at the top of betting boards, but joint favorite with Mohandas, is trading at 3-1. And then it's double figures the balance. I'm going to suggest 3 runners in the PA, 4 runners in Jackpot 1. In numerical order, my numbers for the PA going to be 2, 3, and 8. And for Jackpot 1, 2, 3, 4, and 8. I'm just going to give you short comments here, Rael. Number 2, Mohandas. One had to like the way he won last time out. Each time he comes to the track, he seems to find good betting support, suggesting that he's doing well back home. Form line of his last start, we know that Global Movement has won. You can add Blazing Light to that. Global Movement, well, you know the horse well. You got a share in him. It was really nice to see him get his confidence back, and the way he was ridden by Craig Zaki, good ride. Dazan Lowe is riding well. So the horse was pushed up, from a 65 to a 70. I think it is a calculated move by Tini Prinsu, putting the 4 kgs off. Good move. 4, Magic Maverick, Gary Rich's runner. Those last 2 starts have been good. I've included the horse because he looks like he's ready to win again, but I can't give you any confidence with her because, she's a one-time winner for a long time now, 228 days, but I don't want to leave her out of the play, so that's the reason I've included her. And then number 8, King Bavarian. Well, we know Damien Pillay had a wonderful day on his birthday with 2 winners. His tail's up, he knows his horse well, and you'd expect another honest shift from number 8, King Bavarian. So those are my numbers, 2, 3, and 8, and 2, 3, 4, and 8 for the pick 6 and the jackpot.
Yeah, he's happy with those numbers. Those are the principal contenders. There's a piece of form here that we can use. On the 5th of September, 6 of the 9 horses met that day, and Global Movement comes out trumps on that piece of form. He finds himself 6 kgs better off at the weights with Mohandas for about a 2.5 length beaten. He finds himself 4.5 kgs better off at the weights with King Bavarian, and he was beaten 3 lengths that day. So I think that if he sees out the trip and if Dazan gives him the right type of ride, I think he's a horse that will go very close to winning and making it back-to-back. Dazan seemed to get a nice tune out of him. 2 starts back, went second to Mohandas, and if he's not too far off the action, doesn't have a lot of ground to make up, and he settles nicely in the run-in, well then I think that he's going to go very close to notching up that 5th win. He's been such a solid horse for us, and we're hoping for a big run once again. Tini is quite upbeat about his chances heading into Sunday, and the horse is doing very, very well back at home. So massive runner, horse 3, Global Movement, currently top 1, and then Mohandas, King Bavarian, Magic Maverick. I can see them all getting involved in the equation here. And just a horse to mention, number 1, Chinaberry. Wendy did mention that this horse is doing well. He's dropped in the ratings. We all know the ability that he showed as a 2-year-old. Once upon a time 100, now a 62. So he's been the biggest dropper in the race. Her concern was just that she hopes that he doesn't come up too soft on the day, because he doesn't seem to enjoy that. But she does believe that he will run an improved race, and he will improve over the distance as well. So maybe we want to keep in mind at 25-1 for trifectas and quartets.
Yeah, that could be the trick. We know that his rating drop, he's going to get it right one of these days, but 1900 meters, if the stamina in his pedigree kicks in, then he is the most interesting runner in the field, because there is no other that has achieved a 3-figure mark but Chinaberry at his best at 100, and he's come plummeting down in the ratings. But 1900 meters, who knows? He is the joker of the pack. And that's a wrap of race 4.
Race number 5, this will be the start of Jackpot 2. 3:05 is the off time for this contest. It is a class 4, set to be run over the 1600 meter trip, and the favorite is horse number 1, Ombudsman, trading at 4-1. Number 6, Jazz Festival, on offer at 9-2. You can get 5-1 about Turbo 20, 6-1 about the pair, 2 and 10, 8-1 Ragnar the King. It's double figure odds about the balance. This horse, Al Dante Diz, I quite like his chances in this race. 14-1 in the market. Course and distance suits him ideally, and I think with him returning over 1200, then 14, and now 16, I think he could be spot on for this outing. Just needs some luck from gate 12, but he's a horse that does have a very good turn of foot, and his last win came in a Class 3 against far stronger horses during the KZN season on a mark of 81 when beating Go Grace and Go. And if he has to reproduce that type of run in this race, I think he'll go very close. So the value at 14 to 1 for me.
Okay, now my quartet is starting to take shape here, Rael, because you've picked a 14 to 1 shot, and I like a 12 to 1 shot that's drawn alongside your horse in number 11, Send Me. So this quartet's looking very attractive now. Yeah, Send Me, low on confidence, hasn't won for 627 days, still a one-time winner. But, you know, I've had my eye on this horse, not with a lot of confidence in the past, but even in this race, I can't be too bullish because there's so much of form to work around. But the fact is, he's dropped to a 69. Rachel, you know, on her mark, bottom weight for her is 52 kg. So with the 1.5 kgs off, suits her nicely. So you can, you know, subtract another 3 points in the ratings, and you can say it's off a net, at 66 now. Just needs a bit of luck from the draw. Last time out was staying on nicely behind El Ravine. So between 11 and 12, this quartet is looking good. 12 to 1 my horse, 14 to 1 your horse. But when you have a look at the field, there's so much of form to go around. But the horse, I think they're all going to have to beat. And, you know, priced up at around 9 to 2, showing that it's quite an open race, is Jazz Festival. And Sean Veal up for Mark Dixon. And Sean's had 2 tries for 2 places. The last 2 runs, you know, beaten by fair horses in Terminator and Canal Scato, has since won again. So this horse, Jazz Festival, I think will be an obvious choice for all. But between 11 and 12, this could be a nice payout, regardless of any other thing or any other horse, you know, finishing in the top 4. If 11 and 12 feature, this will boost the dividend. Yeah,
absolutely, and could be a nice result for the exotics on the day as well, especially the likes of the Pick 6 and the jackpot. So that is race number 5, Jazz Festival, perhaps a roving banker, but 11 and 12, the 2 horses for Dees and myself in race 5.
Let's move along. The last pick 3 on the card. Race number 6, Progress Plate, 1400 meters. And in this Progress Plate, having a look at the best weighted column, which is usually a good guide. Number 9, Regeneration at a 110. Number 5, Winter Waves at a 97. Then JP's Palace, number 8 at 94. And the balance are 91 and below. The betting is like so, racing fans. This is obviously a day earlier. Number 1, Bristol Hercules, 7 to 2. There's some money for Mr. Nibbles from 16 to 1 into 14 to 1, so I thought that's worth mentioning. Number 4, Fati, what is that trading at? 6 to 1. Then we got number 6, Treaty of Paris at 8 to 1. 7, Golden Rule at 7 to 1. And they've got this filly, Regeneration, at 12 to 10, Rael. Let's begin there, because small in stature, big in heart, quick with her legs. That's the way I like to describe her, because she's all heart, and she's done so well for Preggy Somersundren, winning her first 2 starts, and then last time out bouncing back to her best when she won comfortably, beating Treaty of Paris, who has since won again. Roller the Viking has won. Although she has a wide draw to overcome, you know, anything from 1200 to, I'm going to say 1400 suits her fine. Once they've tried to stretch her, she hasn't run badly over a mile, but in the Will Avington, she didn't show anything over 2,000 meters. So she seems best up to 1,400 in her career, and this is 1,400 meters. What I'm saying is that when you look at the best weighted column and then you try to gauge the rating against distance, she is rightfully, you know, at her mark of a 108 over 1,400 meters, which is true. So she's no doubt the horse to beat. The way she won last time out, very difficult to see a horse like Treaty of Paris reversing the form on these weight terms. But are you going to play to beat her, or are you going to go all in? I know that you know the filly quite well through your association with Preggy, etc. But what do you think? Can she go back to back?
I can certainly see her going back to back. Preggy's always rated the filly from day one, and she's certainly has shown them quite a lot. And when you have a look at what they think of her, I mean, they ran in the Will Avington, they ran in the Fillies Guineas during the season, and she wasn't disgraced 2 lengths behind Montpetit Cherie. She's a filly that's got a lot of ability, and I like the comeback run. She did it with so much in hand, beating Treaty of Paris. Craig Zaki rides her for the first time. She's the clear standout in this race, especially on the conditions of the race. progress plate. She comes out best weighted. So I can see her going back to back. I just have respect for this horse, Bristol Hercules. I liked him a lot last time out. He was out at the weights. His stable companion was much preferred on the day, Whispering Death, who just failed to feature that day, returning off a lengthy layoff. And he was second best to that Forward Motion, who is a gutsy filly from the Paul Lafferty yard. And I think from gate number 1, this horse will get a nice run in transit. The pace should be on with the likes of Golden Rule in the race. And I think that from gate 1, I think he's going to be the biggest threat to Regeneration. When it comes to the best weighted column, he's under sufferance as opposed to Regeneration, but I think that he could run a big race. So 1 and 9, I'm going to be playing around those 2 horses.
1 and 9 for Rail. I've narrowed down to 4 runners if you're playing to beat 9, 1, 3, 6 and 9. The one thing that's clearly noticeable to me, I don't want to preempt anything, racing fans. I'm no weatherman, but it's forecast that there's plenty of rain on the way on Saturday before Sunday's race meeting. And one would think if the track comes up as soft, look at how she runs in the soft Regeneration.
Loves it.
The softer the better.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. 2 wins, 2 places.
I think if the track comes up as soft, number 9 Regeneration will no doubt be the filly to beat. But Riley's picked out number 1 Bristol Hercules. As he mentioned, it's not the ideal race with the conditions, etc. But he's hoping that the horse can punch above his merit rating and the weight that he has to carry against this type of field. Amor Fati for Nathan Cotson. The last 3 runs this horse has been bumped by a horse called Imposing, who's in superb form. There's no Imposing in the race. Maybe it could be his day as well. 1, 3, 6 and 9 going to be the numbers if you are playing to beat the filly who's talented. Her name, Regeneration.
Race number 7, penultimate race on the program, 4:15 is the off time. It is a class 4 for fillies and mares. 1400 meters is the distance. And number 2, Queen Braganza is your favorite here, trading at 14 to 10. Open up at 16 to 10, a shorten all the while. Number 1, Spin My Angel Spin, is on offer at 4 to 1. Bella Valentina at 4 to 1. You can get 8 to 1 and better about the balance. Just having a look at this race, I think it is quite a tricky race, and there is, yeah, I think it's the type of race these where I'm going to be looking to beat the favorite here and go wide in the exotics. I'm going to pick out 2 horses. Number 7 Rahaba at 8 to 1, and number 9 Mrs. Glitter Sparkles, who is trading at 10 to 1. Rahaba last time out, she was unlucky. She got hampered at a crucial point in the race. I don't think she would have won that day, but she would have certainly finished a lot closer to the action. She remains on a mark of 76, and I think switching to the turf will suit her ideally. She's a filly that has got a good second to Swiatek and a 4th to Viva La Vida. And I think if she has to reproduce that type of runs in this contest, I can see her being very, very effective. And then number 9, Mrs. Glitter Sparkles, last time out just finding 1 too good on the day in the form of Princess Goldie. She drops in weight with just 56 on the back. She was given a 1-point penalty for that, but that's not a concern for me. And I think that she could run a big race. Distance suits her nicely, and I don't think she's going to be too far off the action. So 7 and 9, the 2 horses that I like to take on Queen Braganza, who with 300 to go last time out, you would have been throwing your tickets away.
Yeah, it's a race that I'm looking forward to because I think there's some exciting young horses here. I don't know where they're going to end up in their careers come the end of the season, but I don't think that these horses are going to stop winning their races. The horses I'm talking about are numbers 1, 2, 4 and 9 are the runners that I like. Just to add on, Rahaba for Candice Bass, on what you mentioned being hampered, it's amazing. You've got a 7-horse field. Go and watch that replay, racing fans. The 7-horse field on the poly track, and you can find so much of trouble. This horse was severely hampered last time out. I don't know how much closer she would have finished, but she would have definitely finished closer. How much more to come? This race will tell us a bit more. But there's some quality in the race. Queen Braganza, I must add that, on a run to Fascination, who I'm very interested to talk about in the next race. I liked that a lot last time out, and but for the incident that Dazan suffered where his foot came out the stirrup irons and he had to battle to put his leg back in, I think 40 to 1 was in the bag. But this, credit to the filly. You know, she picked them up nicely. She won well. She's unbeaten. Can she keep that intact? This race will tell us more. She looks like a lovely horse, and she seems to enjoy the track, whether it's the poly or the turf. Spin My Angel Spin for Vengi. Vengi's horses are flying. You know, one can't leave his horses out. Post-maiden run was good. And you can say this is a peak run. You know, after that break in January, she's come back, won fresh September, October. Third run back. I think that she'll be spot on. Number 1, Spin My Angel Spin. Bella Valentina for Dean Kannemeyer. Betting doesn't tell a story because there was talk on course. We'll see how Blue Poppy goes earlier on in the race meeting. But she won a good race. Never easy winning 1400, whether it's on the poly or the turf. How much more to come? This race will tell us more. And then we both like Miss Glitter Sparkles last time out, Ryan, and we looked like the money was in the bag. When she moved up, it looked like that was it. Let's go and collect. Not to be. Princess Goldie had other ideas, but that looked like the right race for her, you know, when she dropped from that progress plate to that D stakes. She ran well. Wendy's stable is hit good form now, you know. Her horses are running well. Not that she was in bad form, but she was just failing to find the winners in closure. And 9 Miss Glitter Sparkle. So, you know, around 1, 2, 4 and 9, I think the winner will come from there. And 7 Rahaba is a horse that I'll use for swingers and exactors.
Yep, that is race number 7. Looks to be a bit of a tricky contest, the 7th race on the program. And there are horses to play around, numbers 1, 2, 4, 7 and 9.
The 8th race. And the betting is like so, racing fans. This is going to give you a good guide. Number 3, Fascination, is easy to back at 6-1. 4, Thingamabob at 9-2. There is some money here for number 6, Green Light Queen, from 12-1 into 8-1. 7, Little Black Gem at 7-2. 8, Amorphot at 7-1. And what is it? Yeah, one more runner. Number 11, Get Off My Cloud at 8-1. Last time out, Ryle, who did I do the show? Did I do it with you, Little Black Gem? Or did I do it solo? I think I did the show solo that day. This horse, Little Black Gem, from what I saw behind Ruby Rising, I thought it would take a very good horse to beat her. And what happened race time, the writing was on the wall. You know, this filly was backed and she was the right horse in the race, but Gary Rich's runner was backed like they knew the result. And I knew that, I'm in problems here because the horse was backed on the tote, on the fixed odds betting market, and Cole Dickon, who I interviewed prior to the running of the race, gave me no confidence. I mean, he was coming back nursing his injury of his wrist, and I said, how are you feeling, etc., what's your chances? We'll see what happens. And as he left the parade ring, boom, bang, money was down. And the horse won effortlessly. You know, Little Black Gem tried, but was never going to beat the other horse. Dawn Surprise looked like she was just primed to win that race, but nevertheless, we got a good run from Little Black Gem. I'm going one more time for her as a top choice, but I went for a horse last time out on course called Fascination, and I mentioned it in the previous race that the young man, you know, it's nothing was his fault. His foot slipped, because I had a chat to him after the race. His foot slipped, and he was battling to get his foot back into the irons, and that obviously cost him, you know, I'm not going to say time or length, but it just seemed to cost him the race, because I think he could have actually gone a bit quicker if he wanted to once they came into the straight, because once he got his feet in the irons again, you know, it was smooth sailing. But nevertheless, he claims the 4 on this horse, and I'm going to say that she's the biggest danger to number 7, Little Black Gem. But for the PA, I'll bank a 7. Just for the pick 6, I'm only going to include one more runner. Number 3, Fascination. And some guys may say, what about Sereno's Mount? Well, he's also got a chance here, number 4, Thingamabob, but I just fancy the other 2 ahead of him.
This horse is Ibulo. She's not at home over 1200 meters, but it's a draw turnaround. When you have a look at her last 2, 9 and 9, she now jumps from gate number 1. She was doing her best work at the finish last time out behind Queen Braganza, and Thingamabob as well as Fascination come from that same piece of form. She's a filly that I think could certainly run a bit of a cheeky race. She finds herself kg and a half bet off at the weights with Fascination, and I think she could close the deficit. She's at 10-1, so she's going to be one that I include into the play. Fascination is probably overpriced at 6-1, as opposed to Thingamabob, who is at 9-2 and finished behind her last time out. and is worse off at the weight with her as well. So I don't think there's going to be a lot to choose between numbers 1, 3 and 4, but I think the market may have it a bit wrong. I think 1 and 3 should be ahead of 4 in the market, and then you mentioned the 7 horse Little Black Gem. So those will be the 4 horses that I play around, and yeah, we expect that Formula 1 and Queen Braganza to probably be seen to the 4 year. But Little Black Gem, let's see if she can reward her supporters. 7-2 is the current price. Let's see if she starts shorter as we get closer to race time.
Okay, we're going to leave out numbers 4 and 7. I say this because what's your debt with me now? What's your debt with me? It's heavy red figures. You can't get out of the red figures. To that. Because I want to try and get you out of the hole a bit between numbers 1 and 3. Since you like 1 and I like 3 coming from the form line.
Yes,
my horse is trading at 6-1.
Yeah.
Your horse is trading at
10-1.
10-1. So you know, we'll have it even money on 1 and 3, just for you to recover a bit. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, let's go for it.
We don't want to give the figure what Ryle owes me, because I mean that goes into telephone numbers. But between 1 and 3, let's see which horse finishes in front of the other. It's been a good show, Ryle, and hopefully we race, and I'll leave you to close things up. Yeah,
hopefully all things are falling into play on Sunday, and 8 races on the program. Some nice horses that will be taking their place, and yeah, the best of luck if you are getting involved in any of the exotics at Hollywoodbets Greyville on Sunday.